On today's show, we continue our discussion from last week about what receiving, selecting, and giving a gift means in a dream. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, welcome everybody. So glad to see you all and Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year. This is another half hour of us eavesdropping on the very personal communication between the spirit world and you, because that's what your dreams are. And also us arguing about the state of my hair. Oh, was that just before the camera started rolling? Sandy?
It was before.
Through analyzing your dreams, I reveal your potential and the obstacles you need to overcome. I'm very specific. I tell you what your superpowers are or what they could be, what would make you magnificent, and the bumps in life that are holding you back. But these bumps are not in the way, they are the way. To get your dream analysed on our show, simply email radioshow@dream-analysis.com and the lovely Nicole will respond to your dreams before they even make it to air. Sandy, how do you want to start? We want to kick right off into continuing our discussion.
All righty. Last week, Ruby brought up 3 themes of gifts in dreams. And she asked 3 questions about them appearing in slightly different contexts. Can you summarize that for those who missed what we covered last week? Because we're going to finish it now. Yeah, we've left you all hanging for a good week, but we're going to cover it now.
So is that your polite way saying, Sandy, that people have consumed too much alcohol between the last show and this show that they're not going to remember? Yeah.
Yes.
So Ruby gave us 3 scenarios all around gifts. One is where the dreamer receives a gift. The second is where the dreamer selects a gift. And the third one is where the dreamer gives a gift. And last week, we covered receiving a gift. That's the most common one. This is where a guide is encouraging you to use your gifts. That's what it means. The gifts you excel at and agreed to use in this lifetime. We also covered a dream where Ruby was selecting a candle to give as a gift. And this is the dreamer wrangling with the concept of using her gift in real life. Giving a gift in a dream is you sharing your gift with another human in waking life. Selecting the gift is you trying to determine what you're going to share and how. So that's what scenario 2 is about. And we're going to continue on.
So that's why she never gave the gift to her friend in the dream.
Yeah, and she continues that theme, which is why she didn't say, what about giving a gift? It's like, oh no, I'm trying to pick it. And then it continues on. So another example.
All righty. So now we have 2 more dreams to complete this segment. Again, they're both from Ruby. We start with another example of selecting a gift. And this one is titled, Graham Norton Gives Me Food. I am backstage in a white hallway on the way to the theater dressing room. I have just been on stage. A famous actress and I have been doing some work with Graham Norton. The period of work or show has come to an end for now, and it occurs to me that we need to get him a present as a thank you. We whisper a plan hurriedly together. It feels exciting and jubilant. Then we go to get changed. In my head, I make a plan to go to the shop sometime in the future to get him something really special. Maybe next weekend. All right, Michael.
That's the first part of the dream. So that's not really good. She hasn't gotten the gift yet. She's really putting it off. And last week I said that selecting a gift with the intention of giving it to someone, i.e. the gift is not for you. You're not buying it for yourself. That means you're a guide. So we know Ruby is a guide. In waking life, she's also an actress. So part of this dream is reality for her too, and not as symbolic, although being an actress means you're a channel, and she is a channel too. She can already channel. Graham Norton is a TV personality, and so he symbolizes the ability to project your mind, to influence people. The hallway is about a state of transition. It's usually pretty good in a dream because it's saying, you know, you're going from where you are to some other place. We don't stop in a hallway, rarely anyway. And so in a dream, it symbolizes moving from one room to another room, and we're just in that state of transition in between, and we're always going to somewhere better. But she's going to a dressing room, so we have a second symbol for that, which is also about transition, because she's going to the dressing room to change. So it's all about change. The white collar tells us that she's hard on herself. So in this state of transition, she's hard on herself.
What about the feeling of excitement and jubilation?
Yeah, that's really good. Except she kills it shortly, So it's like, this is what I'm meant to do, but she's put it off. Like, she should have selected the gift. And we see her tendency in the dream. And then even last week, didn't give the gift to the person. And here, the same thing is like, oh, I'm going to get a gift. This is really important. I'm really happy about this. My guides have really helped me. So she's a guide. She understands how the dynamic works, really happy with it. And she's saying that I am not really ready to share my gift. Maybe next weekend I'll select the gift I'm going to use and then I'll share it, because giving the gift is about sharing it.
All righty. Well, here we go. There's more. But then outside of the hallway, Graham Norton arrives and he carries a black bag of groceries to give to me. He hands it to me, and I could tell he's disappointed that I haven't gotten anything for him in return. It feels like he has lost respect for me. I only managed to get together a handwritten card with a gold font. He acknowledges it, but then there is a sense in what he says that isn't really substantial enough to mark the significance of our work together. He seems confused as to why I hadn't organized the gift sooner. It's a mark of not appreciating or respecting him. I feel gutted. It's not just embarrassment, but a wake-up call that it's too late now. Ooh, that's not good.
I love how she says, oh, the way I haven't bothered to do this ever before. I haven't got my gift ready. I'm not using the gift. It's too late now. There's no point doing it. You don't get off with that. That's just her. Anyone who gives a gift in a dream is a guide. I've said that before. That's their calling sign. And so Graham Norton in the dream is a guide. In reality too, because he shows up in somebody's dream as a guide. The gift is a black bag of groceries. So Ruby is a hands-on healer, because what are groceries? They're food. Food is about energy for the body. She even points out hands in the dream, but she's afraid to use this gift. She feels people will be disappointed in her gift. In the dream, she hasn't had enough time to get her gift ready. Of course, that's not true. She's had the time. What does she give? She gives a handwritten card with a gold font. So the gold tells us she's a healer again. That's what gold is about in a dream. Actually, more to the point, it shows that she is aware of her contract, because the gold writing, when you write a card, presumably also contains your signature. So it's like, yes, I agreed I was going to do this and I was going to share it. Her guide is disappointed. In reality, he isn't. She is the one disappointed. She perceives this. Nobody says it. Of course, it's not too late for her to use the gift, and she still has to use it.
Very good. The opportunity to organize him a gift has passed now, and it left a sour taste. I know my agent has been expecting me to get him a gift too. No one will understand why I didn't just get it together or think of it sooner. In the bag of food that he gives me, he points out the instant coffee. He is still warm in how he gives me the food. After the scene in the dream, something happens where the other actress and I are playing in front of a black camera on a tripod.
All right. So he points out instant coffee. Coffee is an energy drink, the original. So it fits in with healing, right? But again, the message from our guide is that she should have been ready with her gift by now. What she has to overcome is feeling gutted, all the things that she lists. So feeling gutted, embarrassed, feeling she has let others down. This all goes back to issues with Dad, because Graham Norton and the agent are both male. In reality, Graham is trying to heal her negativity by giving her the food, because that's a healing symbol for that. And it ends with the black camera on a tripod. So the question to ask is, was Dad disappointed with your gender? The camera represents the reproductive system, and it being black tells us something negative about that. So work through that, heal that, because his disappointment has disabled you. You took it on as your fault, and this is why you're so hard on yourself now. Sandy, you probably have questions.
Wow. Why would you say gender?
Because the reproductive system is pointed out at the very end. She's like, it seems unconnected, but everything's connected in a dream. So her and the actress are playing in front of a black camera. And cameras are a device that reproduces images. It's a reproductive device. And so it is about the reproductive system in a dream. And so for that to show up, and to show up negatively because of the black color, so there's something negative about that. And it's all connected to with people being disappointed. It's really more about she feels she's going to let people down, or she feels she has let people down. That's really the theme of the dream, not about the guide being disappointed. Like the guide doesn't need you to do anything for them. They just want you to do things for yourself so you grow, so you heal, so you improve. In her case, use your gift so you're going to help other people. So all these feelings about having let others down is not really coming from the guide. That's her projecting.
Mm. And then what about the tripod?
I like that it's on a tripod because it's raised. A tripod raises it. So it's like you need to have a better view of your gender, let's say, because if we take that, that's what the camera's about. Now, I didn't have this conversation with Ruby. I should have. But this is really likely what it's going to be about. But she would know. There's enough in this for her to know. I know what it is. I know what the issue with that is. And I know what you mean around the gender. I mean, I channeled that and that's what I got.
Oh, very interesting. I love that Graham Norton gives her food and that he's a guide. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the other thing is like the dream from last week says that she's good with crystals. So we can combine this gift and say that she's a crystal healer too. Maybe I said that last week. But when we see you can work with crystals and we see hands-on healing, you're definitely a crystal healer. So you're a really excellent healer.
Wow, that's awesome. All righty. So now we're going to move on to the next example of giving a gift. And this one's titled Performance Lessons. I go into a private classroom with the doctor. It is also her office. White walls. She is beautiful, elegant, intelligent, wears a white lab coat, and has a bob of voluptuous, curly brown hair. She instructs me to take a broom and discusses that I need to hit it on my chest, on my clavicle, but truly the spot is on my sternum. I am to hold it a bit like someone would with a microphone, but then occasionally hit the brush part on my sternum while I perform a song for her. It strikes me that the intention is more about the brush hitting the sternum than being a microphone here. All righty, Michael.
I love how you get so amused with the dreams. But a doctor is a healer. Hey, where did we hear that before? Just like Ruby. The office makes this about healing her state of mind, though, because the office is about the mind. And then we have the white again, so we know she's hard on herself. Yay. The guide is really well put together, and Ruby wants to come across that way too. You know, with the bob haircut, the way she says she's elegant, intelligent, whereas the white lab coat has a bob of voluminous curly brown hair, you know, beautiful. So like so many positive ways to describe this woman. So that is not how she feels about herself. And she thinks if she comes across that way, that will help her with the issue that she has. Anyway, the guide knows what she needs to do. The broom is a cleaning or clearing device. And being told to tap it on her sternum by a guide means that she should do that. It will release anger, anxiety, and fear. It's all about energy flow. Sandy and I have a friend who's into tapping, who teaches tapping. And I looked it up, and that's what tapping on the sternum is about. And so the song is about Ruby expressing herself because the words are going to come to her. But of course, it's also about channeling too, because singing is also about channeling.
Very interesting. And then the next part of the dream is the broom is orange/red, and we are investigating why I feel shy, and this will help her diagnose me.
Exactly. That's the point of tapping with the broom, to clear that, right? And red can represent joy or anger. So let go of anger and bring in joy. And red and orange are the color of the first two chakras. So the dream's going to be healing for that in a way too. But it's all about clearing something, clearing this issue. So her shyness, what's holding her back, let's say, because that's what she says at this point. She goes into the dream later on. She diagnoses herself. And so that's a really good point. We'll highlight that part of the dream when we get to it.
All righty, cool. Next part. She demonstrates improvising the words of the song and singing really confidently with a big performance for me. I sit at the desk in the classroom watching. It is impressive. Now it's my turn. She instructs her team of students who are young, tall, blonde men wearing black/gray t-shirts to organize the room, perhaps closing the doors or curtains so no one else will enter. And they assist in some way for me, handing me the broom, staying just to the side during the performance, supportively. The doctor sits warmly at one of the students' desks watching on. I half sit lean on the teacher's desk and begin to sing, at times standing to move further forward and use the space more. I just let the words come to me even though it is not a pre-written song. This part does not feel too hard. In fact, it's a delight just to be in the moment and see what comes forward. A fun surprise for me too, especially the fact that it ends up sometimes rhyming and making interesting sense. Quite a cool journey to discover the meaning of the song. I feel right in my element, and it's lovely to get the opportunity to practice singing, and maybe the doctor can help me get better. In fact, I can sing quite easily and joyfully, better than I thought. Wow, Michael, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's more. But I like how she brings in joy at the end. That's like the point of the red earlier. But Ruby's confidence is being addressed. The guide demonstrates confidence and Ruby copies it. And we have the guide wearing a white lab coat. And then she mentions the brown hair at the same time. When we don't just see white on its own, it's good because then we can take the positive, and the key word for white is confidence and hope. So that's quite good. That's what it's trying to give her. The tall blonde men are guides too, and they're supportive. They stand to the side supportively, so they assist her. Then what else? She half sits, half leans on the teacher's desk. So teaching comes into this too, but she's only half doing it because of the mention of half. And I love how this song comes to her and she enjoys the moment. That's not how it is for her in reality though, but definitely how it can be.
Yeah, is that a reference to channeling, would you say?
Well, the singing is for sure.
But the fact that the words come to you when you channel is not words you think of. It just comes to you in the moment, right?
Yeah, you're told what to say. And so definitely it's overcoming that, well, really sharing her gift with other people. Like that's what her dreams are about, that she holds herself back. And so it's not surprising that we would see any gift. We'll probably see all her gifts showing up in her dreams because it's the sharing is the problem.
Ah, okay. So the next part, there is a backing music magically coming from somewhere too. I occasionally hit my sternum with the brush of the broom as she instructed. I get confused whether she wanted it to be a specific beat or just when the feeling comes. I get the sense it doesn't matter. Maybe I should have been keeping the beat from the beginning of the song, question mark. Oh well, I hit my sternum twice in a row, mostly to please the doctor so she can see I've done it and to test it out. It feels like it could help. Worth a shot? All righty, Michael.
All right. So I'm not going to analyze this bit except to say, look at her trying to please someone else. She's doing this to please someone else. And I didn't want to stop here for that. I just wanted to stop here to say the next piece is Ruby analyzing herself in her own dream. This is the key. So you could just take all of this and say, okay, Ruby, let's have a session talking about that.
All righty, next part. What I notice is that I'm preoccupied with what others are thinking of my performance. Even when I have a moment that is especially strong, especially then, I get nervous about what others might be making of it. There are also other times where I think what I sung hasn't sounded as good as I wanted, or not sure. I feel nervous then too.
So that's exactly what Ruby has to overcome. Even when she's happy with her performance, she is nervous about what others are thinking. And we see where she was tapping on the sternum. That's about clearing anxieties and fears. And now we see in the dream what those anxieties and fears are. And also, like she says herself, she's too preoccupied with what other people are thinking for her to enjoy herself. She says that, but even at parts of the dream, she does enjoy it.
What I find interesting is you pointed out that she is anxious when she doesn't feel too good about how she sings, and she's anxious when she does feel good about how it sounds. So What is to be made of that?
It means her performance isn't the issue. There's something else causing the anxiety. And that is the fact that she is trying to please someone else rather than just being herself. We normally see that people pleasing comes down to not getting dad's attention. And we know the issues to do with men because we have lots of men in this dream, supportive males. So she didn't have a supportive male in her life, at least around this particular issue. And we saw it in her last dream. So this is what it's trying to address. Show her what the issue is. And then she has to go back and fix that. And where's that going to come from? So it's going to come from the very start of life for her.
Wow. Alrighty. So the song finishes. The doctor stands and talks to me. Her helpers all stand around her watching on, ready for their next project. She tells me that she's noticed I'm preoccupied with the thoughts of others. I let her know I have noticed the same. In an effort for her to cure me of this now, she does not give me advice to improve that going forward, which is what I was expecting, but rather nods and smiles at me as if to say, "You got your diagnosis. You know what to do now." I noticed her hair again and momentarily wished mine looked like that. She leaves, smiling coyly. Her staff go with her.
So that's a great exit. The guide shows her the issue, nods agreement of the issue with her, like, have you got it? Tells her she has her diagnosis and leaves, smiling coyly. So this is now up to Ruby. And I love the confidence with which she does it. And of course, there's one tiny piece left, but maybe you've questions still.
No, we'll come back. Okay, outside the classroom is a big open cafeteria where it's nighttime. Lots of groups of people are standing around talking to each other. I give a young man my big rose quartz crystal to use in keeps. He needs it. It will be good for him.
Did you forget that this dream is meant to be about giving gifts?
Completely.
Yeah.
That's the last line right there. She gives the gift.
She shares her crystal healing ability right at the end of the dream. She has to get over the issues listed above. And this is what it's going to lead to, her ability to share. We see groups, that's her spiritual leadership again. We see the cafeteria, that's healing again. And we see interaction, and that's what she needs. That close sharing. And in the dream, she heals her masculine side because she's using her crystal healing ability with her masculine side, saying in the dream, my masculine side needs it because she knows this young man in the dream needs it.
Wow, that's intense. So does this really show that it's gotten her over the issues, or does it just show her what the issues are and now in waking life she's going to have to do something?
No, she's not over the issues. So we
Oh,
never dream about an
darn.
issue we don't have. That would be pointless. So she has it. And, it's a dream interpretation show, so I don't mind that we had a whole dream to get to the gift giving. But this is what she has to overcome. She has to work on healing the issues around her masculine side, heal the conditioning that causes her to have anxieties and fears and so on. And, ironically, it is usually the solar plexus chakra is the one where a lot of anxieties are held and kept. So working on issues around that does release those. But the whole point of the dream was, here's a demonstration of me sharing my gift or giving a gift. And so we know guides are indicated when somebody gives a gift, when they give us a gift. When we share our gift with someone else, it also means that we're a guide. If we give a gift to somebody in a dream, it means we're a guide, or at least a guide. We can be higher. We can be an angel or a high level angel too. So, but at least at the guide level, just because we gave a gift. And that's great. And so if you see anybody gives a gift in your dream, even your brother, even your sister or your mom, if they give a gift in your dream, it means they are a guide. Whoever gives the gift is a guide.
That's pretty cool. Wow, that was a nice summary. I'm glad we finished that way. That was good. So I want to say welcome to Nicole. She's joining us in the studio and she's got an interesting dream.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Michael. Today from the radio show Mailbag, we've got a reminder that dreams help us heal. In fact, everything that's in your dream is there to heal you, guide you, or to reflect your habitual response to the subject matter of the dream. In today's dream, we've got an example of how dreams heal us by giving us something that we didn't have when we were growing up. This one's entitled The Kneeling Father and the Special Daughter. A father kneels in front of a leader who sits on a throne. He says to the leader, "My daughter is very special. I know everyone says that, but my daughter truly is special." I wrote to the dreamer, "Your dream may be giving you something that you didn't have when you were younger. Would it be fair to say that your dad rarely, if ever, called you special?" The dream highlights your spiritual leadership gift, underscoring how very special you are. The dreamer wrote back saying, "Yes, you are very spot on. As an adult, I found out that I am autistic and he is narcissistic. It's been quite a journey this life." Yeah, I felt that. And if you felt it too, don't forget that our upcoming healing course is starting January 9th. All right, until next time, dream on.
Wow, that was really interesting. Thanks a lot, Nicole, for sharing that. And we really appreciate you going through all of the emails that come in with dreams. Anyways, so January 9th, which happens to be this Thursday, we actually have the healing course starting. Now, if you don't make the first week, that's okay. It is how long? It's about 8 to 14 weeks.
It depends. So it depends on every individual. There are 7 group classes. There's a few bonuses. You get a channeled reading. You get a session with Elizabeth Rose as well. So past life healing and stuff too, and chakra clearing. But really, the best benefit of the course is you're probably going to get about 50 dreams done, interpreted in private sessions with you and the coach that you're working with. So that's really where the benefit is. And I jokingly say that we drag you by the ear and make you do what your dreams say for a number of weeks. And so it depends on how big your dreams are. If your dreams are super long, it's not going to be 50. But we do that part for as long as it takes until the healing is shown in your dreams. And so you're going to learn so much about yourself, what your gifts are, what your issues are. You're going to heal the biggest stuff that is there, not just one thing. So usually around a particular parent or a particular trauma or conditioning, when you heal that, lots of things fix themselves. And so you get that benefit, but you'll learn a lot more about this is why you came to the planet. This is what you're meant to work on. These are the gifts you're meant to use. All of that's going to show up in your dreams too. So like huge benefits other than the healing. And if you're interested in it, go to dream-analysis.com/healing. That's all you have to do.
Wonderful. Well, Michael, I think that's it for this week. This was a fabulous one. I really enjoyed the giving of gifts dreams. Those were fun. I hope everybody has a fabulous new year. Looking forward to an exciting and wonderful 2025. So hang in there and keep sending in your dreams. Thank you.
Bye.